Welcome to this tutorial. My name is Michael Chehumadu, and this is where you learn everything that has to do with digital advertising. You want to learn how to run ads and make profit from them on Facebook and Instagram. That this is the channel you like to subscribe to. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you exactly how you can, the 5 critical things you must do if you want to sell health products with Facebook ads. 5 critical things you must do if you want to sell health products with Facebook ad. Yes, during the course of this training, in case you come to like the video, I will say that you actually like it and then subscribe and click on the notification icon so that anytime that we have a video like this that teaches you how to run profitable adverts for your business online using Facebook ads, then you'll be the first person to get notified. Having said that, I think we can now go straight right into the tutorial of today, the lesson of today. So now the first thing I want you to understand is that Facebook gets health related adverts approved. Facebook gets health related adverts approved. The only thing you need to understand is how to navigate through the Facebook ad ban policy on health product, because Facebook really have a heavy policy that almost will not be able to allow you to get your health product advert approved. But there was a time I had a particular issue about getting my ads approved. I was advertising a supplement and I was assigned, I think, a Facebook ad expert then. And one of the critical questions I asked at a point in time was, can I advertise health product on Facebook? And the answer was emphatic yes. But the thing is, there are ways and methods to doing it. So if you do anything and then it is discovered that you are going against that policy that has to do with health related product, then your ads will be disapproved. So this video is going to teach you 5 things that you need to do so that you can get those ads approved. So right now, what you're actually seeing on your screen is a particular advert I'm running for a health product. I'm going to first refresh this page so that you can actually see that it's a live page. Yes, this is my dashboard. This is my ad manager dashboard, and I'm currently running this particular ad. And so what I'm going to do is I'm also going to, let me click on edit so that I'll show you the landing page this particular ad is leading to. Is a pure ad on health product. You can see this is the product here and the likes, and then let me scroll down and let me copy this URL here. That's the URL that acts as a landing page. This is it here, but let me just paste it here so that you see it for yourself, and then we type it in and you see that exactly this is actually a complete health product that I'm advertising. You can see this is the product here and it is approved by Facebook. So how you're going to be able to achieve this kind of result and get your health product approved is what we are going to talk about. Now there are 5 critical things that you must do, but along the line I'll also make mention of some other few things. Now the first place you want to look into is your advertising page. Let me start from that advertising page. At the end of this video, it might be that we'll have more than 5, but let me just keep going like this. Now your advertising page, now you want to make sure that your page is well carved and created. Let me also click on edit here and let me see if we can come up. You can see this is the advertising page here, new life promoter, and let me see if I can actually find a way to get across to this page. I want to show you. Let me see if we could get across to this page. Let me go to business settings. Let me open this in a new tab and let's just take a look at the pages. Let's take a look at the pages so that you see how this page is. Pages, okay, this is pages here, and this is new life promoter here, and let's click on view page here so that you see how this page actually looks like on Facebook. And so this is the page here. So you want to make sure that the page you're using is actually well created and it does not go against any of the Facebook ad policies or page creation policy. You can see the naming is very important. The the picture, that's the cover photo. You don't want to put a cover photo of nudity or anything that will display any of the things that Facebook does not want. So I would also advise that you just go on Google, search for Facebook ad policies, and you want to read that. You want to make sure that you read the Facebook ad policies. Let's open this. I think this is the right link. So you want to make sure that you read the Facebook ad policies and understand what the policies is all about. You want to understand what the policy is all about. So take your time. I think there's a video that I actually did that talks about Facebook ad policy and the likes of them like that. I'll leave a link in the description below on that video, and then you can go ahead and check that video. So you want to make sure that the page is very fine, that it complies with the Facebook ad policy. So one of the major things I'll talk about is the cover photo. Make sure you don't have nudity, you don't have it dispelling and talking about the product in a particular way that makes it very claiming and edgy. So you want to make sure you avoid that. And the other thing is, of course, your logo here. You want to also make sure that it's actually a nice, fine logo. As you can see, all I just did is I wrote the name of the company, business at your terms, your pace, your space, new life promoter, and I have a couple of product uploads here. In fact, I pretty much don't have anything going on this page. You can see this product. They even gave me the ability to boost this particular post because it complies with the Facebook ad policy, effective energy boost, as you've seen. And then those are some of the things that you want to make sure that you take care of. So if you actually post, if you have a page that talks about a lot of before and after picture of people who want to lose weight and the rest of them, your page might get disapproved by Facebook if you start running ads with it. So you want to go through the Facebook ad policy, how Facebook advise that you use combination of images, and make sure that the page is fine. So that's about that. So that's the first thing you want to look into, and I think we'll now go straight to the other things that are very particular. If you have made sure that you've taken care of the land of your page, of your Facebook page, the page you want to use in advertising, then we then talk about these other things. Now these are the critical things that you want to look into. These 5 major things: the naming, the image, textual, copy, targeting, and then your landing page. So I'll start from naming. What do we mean by that? Now when you're trying to create ads for supplement, one other thing I want you to understand is that Facebook ad policy review, ad approval review is not mostly done manually. For most people, it is not manually done. It is done via a machine. So there's an automated machine that is already plugged in, that has been programmed with all sorts of information, and then that looks out for trigger words. And so those trigger words are what trigger the Facebook Facebook ad approving machine, or the process to decide which ad will be advertised and which one will not be approved, which ad will be approved and the one that will not be disapproved. So you want to navigate, and then you want to override this machine. You want to navigate your way. So you come to naming. Now we'll talk about naming. You name at 3 levels here. You name at the level of your campaign, and then you name at the level of your ad set, and then you name at the level of your ad. So now at the level of the campaign, you want to make sure you don't put in anything that has to relate with your product. Maybe you're advertising, and then you're advertising a product, and it's actually an energy giver for men, and then so boost sexual performance. So you don't want to come in here and then write boost sexual performance. You don't want to do that. You don't want to write diabetic drug. You don't want to put any of those things in your name. You can just use simple acronyms. Simple acronym is what you are supposed to use. Like, the essence of naming is for your own sake, so that you can remember, your campaign once you see them on your dashboard. As you can see here, you can see that my campaign, this naming is what appears here. So it's for your own consumption. So you don't want to actually begin to create a trigger from that aspect. So you want to make sure that the naming is something that does not display anything that has to do with advertising health product. This is very, very important. So as you can see, for this particular ad, I put TRSV, and that's that. And so naming at this level, then at this level you also want to consider naming. So the same thing. The essence of naming at the level of the ad set, the ad set comprises of two major things. It comprises of the placement and then the targeting. That is the people you are targeting, and then the placement, the place you want this advert to appear. So all you need to do at this level is make sure that your naming helps you to know probably you are using manual placement or automatic placement, and then also helps you to know the kind of people you are targeting, so that when you actually take a look at it at the ad set level here, at the ad set level, then you'll be able to do what you'll be able to understand what the name is all about. It's only for your own consumption. And then once you come to the level of the ad tool, you apply the same principle. You don't want to name the ad and then you'll be like, okay, let's assume you are running duplicate ads and then you have multiple ad sets here. You have multiple ad set here and then you wanted to differentiate them. Just make sure that the naming only differentiates. Like for everything, when I'm running ads, when I'm naming my ad, I either name them based on the kind of copy I'm using. So if I'm using an image copy, I'll just write img, that's image. If I'm using a video copy, I'll write vid, that's for video, and that's it. And so you can see that for every naming I have at the level of the asset, I'll just copy and then I'll paste it in at the level of the ad and then just put the last thing, which helps me know that it is video. So I know that this is the name of the campaign, this is the name of the ad set, this is the name of the ad itself. So that is very important. So after you've got naming right, the next thing you want to consider is the image and texture. And now this has to do with the actual copy you're using. It has to do with the actual copy you're using. As you can see, for this is actually a video ad, and all of the wordings in the video, the write-up here, all of these things are looked into by Facebook. All of these things are looked into by Facebook. And so when you look at this particular ad, you can see the one thing that you want to do at the level of your copy is that you don't want to sound claiming or edgy. You don't want to give guarantee, be like sure way of making your wife happy, sure way of all of those things are deceptive. Facebook doesn't like generalized wordings. They say they are deceptive. When you put in words like that, they say they are misleading. So look at, for instance, what we have here. It cleanses vessel better than chemical, and that's it. It cleans vessels better than chemical, which is this particular. You don't want to put in something claiming. You don't want to be like okay, this, for instance, I can be like this product gets you stronger, makes you healthier, things like that. You don't want to put them in your image or in your copy. And then I also will say at this point that you go back, review the Facebook image policy for health product, and then you will discover the kind of images you can't use, like nudity, like there are these display of images that Facebook will tell you they don't want when it comes to weight management, whereby probably just go through that and then you discover you realize the kind of images you are supposed to use and the one you're not supposed to use. I strongly advise you go through the Facebook ad image policy so that you know the kind of images you will use and the kind of ones you cannot use. So everything that has to do with your copy, ranging from the image and the texture, very, very important, essentially important. So you want to make sure that you don't sound salesy and you don't sound generalized and you are specific and like that. So that's that about that. Now there's no explanation I can do that can give you the specific things to say when it comes here, but I can only give you model, and the model is very simple. Don't sound salesy, don't sound claimy, don't sound edgy, and don't sound misleading. You understand? You take those things into consideration and then you'll be good to go. Then at the level of this, after the image and texture, then we'll talk about the copy. That's the copy. So now when we talk about the copy, the copy really means the primary text, the text you put in here, and your headline, your description, and these are the three major places. So When it comes to primary text, as you can see for this particular ad, I do not put any primary text here. I left this empty. And for the headline, I do not put anything. I just put a hand pointing to learn more button, and I didn't put anything at the level of description. Most times, this is it, most Facebook ad guru will tell you that it is always good that you write a long copy. This is really true. People read copy today, regardless of the images and the rest of them you are putting in. People read copies, and long copy till today they convert more. Even when you are putting in a copy that is maybe above 249 words, I think, on this primary text, Facebook ad will tell you that the copy might not actually convert, but that's not it. From experience, from what I've experienced, I've discovered that long copy really, 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 they convert better. People read it when they go on. People read. People who really need what you're advertising, they go and then they read those copy. But when it comes to advertising health product, you want to be very, very careful, because when you go in and then you're putting in long copy along the line, you might activate trigger words. So when I'm running ads that are based on health product, I prefer using short copy, 1 or 2 lines, or no copy at all, just as this case where I do not have any copy included in it. But that may not actually be your case. I think there are other ads that are used, there are other supplement ads where I put copies, but those copy want to follow the same model I explained to you about image and textual, which means you don't want to sound salesy, you don't want to sound claiming, and you don't want to sound edgy. You just want to stay at the middle, and then that's it. Now the question is, if you're not allowed to put in copies and the rest of them, do you think people will resonate with the ad? Yes, people will. People will click on the ad. Now, people who go on Facebook, they go mainly for entertainment. And so you as an advertiser, the only thing you need to do is you want to make sure that you follow the model of, stopping them by their enjoyment port while they are scrolling through. So you want to really have something we call a scroll stopper. Once you stop and you grab the attention first, after grabbing the attention, then you want to quickly pull them into your copy and make them take the action that you want them to take. Facebook advertising is not for you to sell. You don't come to advertise to sell. Advertising is not selling. Is actually part of the process of selling. But advertising itself is awareness creation, is meant for you to create a particular action that now takes people to the next level. All you want to achieve is get people to the next level. And so, which is also why I advise, when you're advertising, you don't advertise purely, you advertise with funnels. You want to advertise with funnels, so you just put it in, and then you make sure that you grab the attention, you sustain the attention, and then force them to take the action. The action is always, learn more, which leads to either your landing page, which is what I advise at every time when you are advertising on when you're advertising health supplement. You don't want to take them to a WhatsApp group and the rest of them, but that does not really matter if you want to do that, because as far as this ad is approved, I can take these people anywhere. I can take them to a WhatsApp group, I can take them to my personal WhatsApp, and there'll be no issue. But for better conversion, I always advise that at least you have a sales page. You have a page like a sales page, and we'll get to that, and then I'll talk to you about it. So now, at this level, all you want to do is you want to make sure that the primary text is something that that doesn't sound salesy and the rest of them like that, just as I've explained before. Now, the next thing you want to consider is your targeting. This is very, very important. In fact, I discovered that the number one reason why most ads are banned, most health related products are banned, is because of the targeting. Now, let me come up here where we have the targeting, and let me show you something. Now, when we come to the level of targeting, let's look at this guy and let's see the kind of people I targeted here. You can see here, the location was Lagos, Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and the rest of them. Age 32. People who match, look at the interest I targeted. You can see this interest I targeted here. These are interest. Okay, let me zoom this for you. You can see the interest here. This is luxury goods. People who match luxury goods and also match behaviors, engaged shoppers. And the question you might want to ask me is that this particular targeting is not related to anything health. You expect that I will have targeted people who have expressed interest in diabetes, like page related to diabetic, physical fitness, and the rest of them like that. Now, these are sensitive groups, and most times, if you run health-related advert and you target this group, 99% of the times your ad will be banned, or your ad will be restricted, or your ad will not be approved. And the reason is very simple. That is the first place the Facebook uh, uh, ad approving machine start looking into. That's the first place it start looking into. And although till today Facebook still leave this interest group for us to be able to target them, but no one can explain why when you target them they become sensitive to your advert, and then they kind of give more attention to your advert. So now the thing is this: everybody needs health product. Health is a general product that almost everybody likes, regardless of what interest they are expressing. So somebody might not have expressed interest, on liking pages related to diabetes and the rest of them, but they will have issue with that. I get it. Of course, the people that have actually related with that such kind of interest, who have expressed previous interest, might likely be more interested in what you are offering. But on a general note, people who also have not expressed that interest have similar issue. Now, if your copy is right, you lesser have issue with targeting. If your copy is right, your targeting, when it comes to advertising health product, what you want to make sure you do is that your copy is right. It communicates the information. You can see this is actually passing through your ads, and then you see cleanses vessel better than chemicals, and then you see something that has to do with health. Of course, if you have health needs, you want to stop and take a look at that. So that's the most important thing. So you don't want to then come down to targeting and begin to target people that have expressed interest in diabetes, this one, and you combine all the people who have expressed interest in disease, and then you target them. That ad may not likely be approved. 99% of times, the ad may not likely be approved. So you want to make sure you are very clear about that. Now, the other thing we are going to look at, which is the last thing, is the landing page, your landing page. So if you are running this advert to a landing page, the only thing I advise here, although when you look at this my own landing page, if I zoom this here, then you discover that this landing page also have GLD what was supplements.com. You can see that it has supplement in it. Meanwhile, the best way for you to actually handle a landing page is to also try to hide the name of the landing page. Although the only concern Facebook has is at this level. Every other thing that has to do with your landing page, Facebook really do not consider the information on your landing page. They really do not so much consider it. The only thing that has to do with your landing page that relates with Facebook is like your bouncing rate. Now, how fast your page is loading. If people click through your ad, will the page load faster? How long does it take them? Now, how is their relationship with your page? When they come to your page, how long do they spend on the page? Do they just bounce back? So these are the metrics Facebook record. So for instance, if your bouncing rate is high, like people come to your page and immediately they go out, Facebook will use that timing to decide that your page is probably not serving the purpose it's supposed to serve, which is the landing page. So two things you want to make sure you take care of in the landing page is the major things. You want to make sure that you take care of the naming, and then you want to make sure that's the naming of the landing page. Then you want to make sure that you take care of the content on the landing page, of course, because if the content is not right, then people will exit the landing page, which will affect your bounce rate. And the last thing you want to make sure you do is that your landing page is hosted on a good server that helps it to load fast. Don't make sure you don't have a heavy landing page running for you. And so that is that about that. So these are the major things that you want to consider. 6 things I've talked about. I talked about your page, your Facebook advertising page, and then we talked about your naming, how you name your campaigns, your image, texture, then the copy you're actually putting in, your targeting, and then your landing page. If you can take care of these things, I tell you that your health supplement ads will be approved. Now, in case you need help, in case you, well, after all of these things, you feel you'll need help on how to set up your own supplement or health-based product ad, then feel free to reach out to me. There's a description in the comment below where you can actually click and then reach out to me, and we talk about how we can get you on it. And of course, if you have actually listened, you've watched this video and then you like what you have seen and you've learned one or two things, please give me a thumbs up. It actually helps the video to go far and then helps my channel to grow, so that more people who need help like you do will be able to have access to this video. And let me know what you think in the comment below about this particular video. And that is that about that. So don't forget to also subscribe to this channel if you have not, because this is where you learn everything that has to do with digital advertising, how you learn how to make more profit from your advertising on Facebook, Instagram, and the likes like that. And so I make videos like this at least once in every week, and then I drop it for you so that you can learn more and then improve your advertising capacity. Thank you very much for staying tuned. See you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.